Welcome! In this explainer, we will be demystifying the Aeronautical Information Manual, more commonly known as the AIM. For any pilot operating within the United States, this document serves as the essential playbook for navigating our skies safely and professionally.
Now, let's begin with a very common point of confusion, especially for new pilots. What is the difference between the Federal Aviation Regulations, the FARs, and the AIM? Well, it's actually quite simple. The FARs are the law. They state what you must and must not do. The AIM, on the other hand, is the official guidebook. It explains how to conduct your operations safely and correctly to comply with those laws. You'll often hear the AIM described as regulatory in nature. And what does that mean exactly? Well, it means that while it is not a legally binding regulation like the FARs, it provides the FAA's official guidance and accepted procedures. A deviation from the AIM can and often is used as evidence of careless or reckless operation. So for all practical purposes, adherence is expected. So why is this manual so incredibly important? Well, for one, it is a primary source for the FAA knowledge tests you'll take for every certificate and rating. But more than that, it's your daily operational guide. It contains the how-to for everything from radio phraseology to understanding airport lighting. This is not a book you simply memorize for a test. It is a reference you will return to again and again throughout your entire flying career. The purpose of our explainer today is to give you a high-level tour of the AIM structure. Think of this as a roadmap. It will introduce you to each chapter so you can navigate the full document more effectively in your own studies. We encourage you to download the current version directly from FAA.gov, and we've placed a link for that in the description below. We will proceed through the manual in a few logical sections. We'll start with the fundamentals in chapters 1 through 3, then discuss air traffic control and procedures. After that, we'll cover emergencies, safety, and medical facts, and finally, charts and special operations before we conclude. Let us begin with the first section, which covers chapters 1, 2, and 3. These chapters form the foundation of your operational knowledge. They cover the physical environment in which we fly. These initial chapters detail 3 core areas: the systems we use to navigate, the visual aids like lighting and markings that guide us on and near airports, and the very structure of the sky itself. Chapter 1, for example, is all about air navigation. Here, you will find detailed explanations of both ground-based nav aids, like VORs, and the satellite-based GPS systems that are now so common. It tells you not only how they work, but also discusses their limitations. And this table is a perfect illustration of the kind of reference material you'll find. It shows the specific codes and light colors for the marker beacons on an instrument landing system approach. For an instrument-rated pilot, this is absolutely critical information. Moving on to Chapter 2, this is your definitive guide to aeronautical lighting and visual aids. It decodes everything from the complex approach light systems you'll see at large airports to the basic taxiway markings you'll use every day. And here's another very practical example from the AIM. This table details the standard procedure for activating airport lighting from your cockpit at an airport that doesn't have an operating control tower. You use your radio microphone, and this tells you exactly how many clicks to use for each intensity setting. Chapter 3 provides the official guide to the airspace of the United States. It clearly defines the different classes and types of airspace, from Class A, far above us, all the way down to uncontrolled Class G airspace. And one of the most crucial concepts from this factor is the hierarchy of airspace. When you have overlapping airspace designations, the rules of the more restrictive class always apply. Understanding this principle is fundamental to safe and legal flight. Let's now move on to chapters 4 and 5. This section is all about how we interact with the system, how we communicate with air traffic control, and conduct our flights according to standardized procedures. These 2 chapters really go hand in hand. Chapter 4 covers the air traffic control system itself, the services provided, and the proper ways to communicate. Chapter 5 then lays out the specific air traffic procedures for all phases of flight. For instance, Chapter 4 explains the roles of various ATC facilities, and, very importantly, it provides the official procedures for communicating and operating safely at airports that do not have an operating control tower. This is an excellent example of a codified procedure from Chapter 4. It details the precise sequence of self-announced broadcasts a pilot must make on the Common Traffic Advisory Frequency, or CTAF, when arriving at a non-towered field. Following this ensures that all aircraft in the vicinity are aware of each other's position and intentions. Chapter 5 takes you through a flight from start to finish. It covers pre-flight planning, how to interpret NOTAMs or notices to airmen, and then walks through the standard procedures for departure, en route flight, and arrival.
The next group of chapters, 6, 7, and 8, deals with abnormal situations, hazard avoidance, and human factors. This is really the heart of risk management in aviation.
This section provides the knowledge needed to manage risk effectively. Chapter 6 is dedicated to emergency procedures. Chapter 7 focuses on safety of flight, which includes things like weather and wake turbulence. And Chapter 8 covers medical facts and pilot fitness for flight. In Chapter 7, for example, you will find extensive information on meteorology, wake turbulence, and importantly, how to report weather and other hazards through PIREPs, or pilot reports, to help keep other pilots safe. Chapter 8 provides practical advice on medical factors and aeronautical decision-making. These critical tips for collision avoidance are found there. And I want to draw your attention to that last point. Any aircraft that appears to have no relative motion against the background is very likely on a collision course with you. That is a life-saving piece of knowledge.
The final chapters of the AIM discuss the publications we use and also address specialized types of aviation operations.
This section breaks down neatly into 3 parts. Chapter 9 covers your maps, the aeronautical charts. Chapter 10 addresses specialized helicopter procedures, and Chapter 11 covers the integration of unmanned aircraft systems, or UAS. Chapter 9, for instance, explains the various charts and publications you'll use throughout your career. This includes everything from VFR sectionals and IFR en route charts to the indispensable chart supplement, which contains all the airport details that won't fit on the map itself. This brings our guided tour of the Aeronautical Information Manual to a close. We have provided a roadmap to help you navigate this truly essential document. So what are the key takeaways? The AIM is the FAA's official guide to operating procedures. It is a primary source for your written tests. It's logically organized by topic, but perhaps most importantly, it is a dynamic document. It is updated regularly, and it requires your ongoing review to stay current. This leaves us with a final thought to consider. Aviation procedures are constantly evolving. As a professional pilot, you must have a personal system for staying current with these changes. So I ask you, what is your process? We hope this overview has been helpful. We invite you to please like this video and click the subscribe button, and be sure to select the notification option. For a direct link to download the complete AIM from the FAA and for our other resources, please consult the description below. You'll also find links to our other channels and websites there. Thank you.